Only a genius can get all questions right in this alphabet general knowledge quiz. There are 6 questions for each letter of the alphabet, and the answers begin with that particular letter. Let's get started.
A.
What is the capital of Turkey? Ankara. Cats and Phantom of the Opera are musicals by which British composer? Andrew Lloyd Webber. What are the blood vessels that carry blood away from the heart called? Arteries. The Bad Piggies are the enemies of which computer game characters? Angry Birds. 19 and 20 are albums by which singer? Adele. Which famous physicist developed the theory of relativity? Albert Einstein.
B.
The star sign Taurus is represented by which animal? Bull. Who played Batman in the film Batman Begins? Ben Affleck. Which flying mammals use echolocation for navigation? Bats. What internet search engine was launched by Microsoft in 2009? Bing. Which famous London clock tower is formerly known as the Great Bell of the Great Clock of Westminster? Big Ben. What was the first ever animated movie to be nominated for Best Picture at the Oscars? Beauty and the Beast.
C.
Diamond and graphite are a form of which element? Carbon. What is the process in which gas turns to liquid? Condensation. Velma Kelly and Roxy Hart are characters in which stage musical? Chicago. Which historic explorer is credited for discovering the Americas in 1492? Christopher Columbus. Which country has the world's largest coastline? Canada. What type of snake is this? Cobra.
D.
Sausage dog is the alternative name of which breed of dog? Dachshund. Native to Mauritius, which flightless bird became extinct in the 1660s? Dodo. Which Hindu festival is also known as the Festival of Lights? Diwali. Who wrote the novel Robinson Crusoe? Daniel Defoe. What flower is this? Dandelion. Which type of doctor diagnoses and treats diseases related to the teeth, gums and mouth? Dentist.
E.
Who is the protagonist of Charles Dickens's A Christmas Carol? Ebenezer Scrooge. What term describes trees that don't shed their leaves in winter? Evergreen. What is the name of King Arthur's legendary sword? Excalibur. Which type Dutch cheese is coated in red wax before it is sold? Edam. What is the name of this cartoon character? Eeyore. In golf, what name is given to a score that is 2 under par on a hole? Eagle.
F.
What is the process of turning sugar into alcohol using yeast called? Fermentation. What is the scientific term for the thigh bone? Femur. The second largest city in Morocco shares its name with what type of hat? Fez. What is the name of this artist? Frida Kahlo. What type of pasta is this? Fusilli. Which element has the chemical symbol F? Fluorine.
G.
Which organ produces bile? Gallbladder. What are pickled cucumbers called? Gherkins. What is the first book of the Old Testament called? Genesis. Which famous TV series is based on George R.R. Martin's A Song of Ice and Fire? Game of Thrones. What is the largest island in the world? Greenland. In which 1939 film does Clark Gable say his iconic line, "Frankly, my dear, I don't give a damn," to his co-star Vivien Leigh? Gone with the Wind.
H.
What is the SI unit for frequency? Hertz. What is the name of Agatha Christie's famous Belgian detective? Hercule Poirot. Which ancient Greek doctor is known as the father of medicine? Hippocrates. What name is given to the writing system of ancient Egypt? Hieroglyphics. What is the name of this show? How I Met Your Mother. In 1945, which Japanese city was the first to be attacked by atom bombs? Hiroshima.
I.
What name is given to a triangle with two sides of equal length? Isosceles. Tony Stark is the alter ego of which superhero? Iron Man. In which 2009 film did Morgan Freeman play Nelson Mandela? Invictus. Constantinople was the former name of which city? Istanbul. Claude Monet was a founder of which artistic movement? Impressionism. Which character narrates the events in the book Moby Dick? Ishmael.
J.
What is the name given to the young of a kangaroo? Joey. Which Indonesian island, famous for its coffee, also shares a name with a programming language? Java. Which country is Usain Bolt from? Jamaica. Which NSYNC member is this? Justin Timberlake. What skin condition gets its name from the French word for yellow? Jaundice. What 1995 Robin Williams film is about a supernatural board game? Jumanji.
K.
What is the strongest currency in the world? Kuwaiti dinar. What is a traditional Japanese robe called? Kimono. What term is used for food that conforms to the requirements of the Jewish law? Kosher. Uma Thurman plays the bride in which film series? Kill Bill. Which U.S. state was KFC founded in? Kentucky. What term for school comes from the German word for children's garden? Kindergarten.
L.
What pasta dish is Garfield's favorite food? Lasagna. Which element is the lightest solid element and is also used in batteries? Lithium. Which Louisa May Alcott novel was adapted into a 2019 film by Greta Gerwig and features the March sisters? Little Women. By which stage name is the singer Stephanie Joanne Angelina Germanotta better known? Lady Gaga. Which musical tells the story of a florist and his man-eating plant? Little Shop of Horrors. What is the name of this Harry Potter character? Luna Lovegood.
M.
Which leaf appears the national flag of Canada? Maple. Stan Lee is the former president of which comic book company? Marvel. Whiskey, sweet vermouth and bitters make which cocktail, garnished with a cherry? Manhattan. What large body of saltwater is located between Europe and Africa? Mediterranean Sea. Which singer is known as the King of Pop? Michael Jackson. Which popular musical uses songs by ABBA to tell the story of a young girl in search of her father? Mamma Mia.
N.
Which sugary liquid found in plants is used by bees to make honey? Nectar. In James Cameron's Avatar, what is the name of the blue-skinned species native to Panora? Na'vi. Sydney is the capital of which Australian state? New South Wales. In Greek mythology, who fell in love with his own reflection? Narcissus. Kurt Cobain was the lead singer of which U.S. band? Nirvana. Super Mario is a franchise by which Japanese company? Nintendo. O. What is the last letter of the Greek alphabet? Omega. What name is given to the Japanese art of paper folding? Origami. Which former Turkish empire shares its name with an upholstered footstool? Ottoman. In Swan Lake, what is the name of the princess cursed to be a swan? Odette. Which type of mushroom shares its name with the mollusk that commonly produces pearls? Oyster mushroom. Which book by Charles Dickens follows the story of an orphan boy and has the alternative title The Parish Boy's Progress? Oliver Twist.
P.
Which Batman villain also shares a name with a flightless bird? Penguin. What device is designed to slow the descent of an object by creating a drag? Parachute. What are numbers only divisible by themselves and one called? Prime numbers. Which Greek god is the father of Percy Jackson? Poseidon. Which organ forms in the womb during pregnancy in order to provide oxygen and nutrients to the baby through the umbilical cord? Placenta. Johnny Depp plays Captain Jack Sparrow in which film series? Pirates of the Caribbean.
Q.
Doha is the capital of which country? Qatar. What writing instrument was made from the feather of a large bird? Quill. Who directed the Oscar-winning movies, Pulp Fiction, and Django Unchained? Quentin Tarantino. Amethyst is a purple variety of which mineral? Quartz. From the Italian word for 40 days, what term is given to the isolation period for people or animal with a contagious disease? Quarantine. In a novel by Victor Hugo, what is the name of the Hunchback of Notre Dame? Quasimodo.
R.
What is the main unit of currency in Sri Lanka? Rupee. What name is given to the 9th month of the Islamic calendar in which Muslims fast? Ramadan. What is the name of Santa's red-nosed reindeer? Rudolph. Which weapon from the board game Clue/Cluedo shares its name with a 1966 Beatles album? Revolver. Which legendary English folklore hero is an outlaw who robs from the rich to give to the poor? Robin Hood. What fruit is the main ingredient of a Melba sauce? Raspberry.
S.
Galaxy is a series of mobile phone made from which South Korean electronics company? Samsung. Also the name of a famous Disney character, what is the Swahili word for lion? Simba. What is the final of the NFL League Championships called? Super Bowl. Bert, Elmo and Big Bird are characters in which long-running children's TV show? Sesame Street. Daniel Ek co-founded which music streaming app in 2006? Spotify. Obtained from the flower crocus, what is the most expensive spice in the world? Saffron.
T.
Which historic region in Romania is considered the home of Dracula? Transylvania. Which Harper Lee novel won the Pulitzer Prize in 1961? To Kill a Mockingbird. Which Asian food is made from mashed soybeans? Tofu. Which actor plays Ethan Hunt in the Mission Impossible series? Tom Cruise. Which Korean martial arts can be translated into English as the art of kicking and punching? Taekwondo. Which titular character was created by the Belgian cartoonist Georges Remy under the pen name Hergé and had a dog called Snowy? Tin Tin.
U.
What is the national animal of Scotland? Unicorn. What name is given to the official in cricket and baseball? Umpire. In 1930, which country hosted and won the first ever FIFA World Cup? Uruguay. What is the name of this Disney character? Ursula. Yeah, OMG and More are songs by which American singer? Usher. What rays do applying sunscreen protect skin from? Ultraviolet.
V.
Which Harry Potter character is referred to as he who must not be named? Voldemort. Who became the president of Russia for the second time in 2012? Vladimir Putin. In 79 AD, the eruption of which volcano destroyed Pompeii? Vesuvius. The Gorgon Medusa is the symbol of which Italian fashion house? Versace. What is the name given to a female fox? Vixen. Which Dutch artist was famous for his series of paintings of sunflowers? Vincent van Gogh.
W.
Which brothers are credited with inventing the first successful airplane in 1903? Wright brothers. In which 2024 film musical does Cynthia Erivo and Ariana Grande play the main characters? Wicked. Who is the protagonist of the show Breaking Bad? Walter White. In which 1815 battle was Napoleon Bonaparte defeated? Waterloo. Fantastic Mr. Fox and the Grand Budapest Hotel are movies by which American filmmaker? Wes Anderson. Who is the only daughter of Morticia and Gomez Addams in the Addams Family? Wednesday.
X.
Cyclops and Wolverine are a part of which superhero group? X-Men. What file extension are Microsoft Excel files saved as? XLSX. Which colorless noble gas has the atomic number 54? Xenon. What musical instrument gets its name from the Greek words for wood and sound? Xylophone. What word is used to describe an intense dislike or fear of anything perceived foreign? Xenophobia. What video games console was launched by Microsoft in 2001? Xbox.
Y.
Said to live in the Himalayas, the abominable snowman is better known by which name? Yeti. Who wrote the novel Life of Pi? Jan Martel. Who was the first man in space? Yuri Gagarin. Which Ivy League university is based in New Haven, Connecticut? Yale. Croatia, Serbia and Slovenia were all part of which former country? Yugoslavia. What is the name of this character? Yoda.
Z.
Which princess does Link attempt to rescue in a series of video games? Zelda. According to Greek mythology, who is the ruler of gods? Zeus. What is the capital city of Croatia? Zagreb. In which animated Disney film does the police officer Judy Hopps team up with the con artist Nick Wilde to solve a case of missing predators? Zootopia. Which mythological creature is created through the reanimation of a corpse? Zombie. Which Dusk Till Dawn singer left the boy band One Direction in 2015? Zayn Malik.
Congratulations! You made it to the end of the quiz. Comment your score below and don't forget to like and subscribe for more fun quizzes.